Hello everybody, welcome. We are here, as you can see, at Guardians of the Galaxy. In this video, we want to show you exactly how to score that 1 p.m. virtual queue pass. We've already done a video on how to do all of the virtual pass, 7 a.m., 1 p.m., etc. But today, this is going to be specifically about how to get the 1 p.m. pass when you are actually in the park. Because when you are in the park, you have to deal with Disney's Wi-Fi or your own LTE. So we are going to go around and we're going to find where the best locations are to get the absolute best connection to give you the best chance of getting that 1 p.m. virtual pass. So stay tuned and let's find out. The first place that I want to test out how fast the internet connection is right here in the Cosmic Rewind Pavilion, right out here next to the Xandarian Star Blaster. I want to see, is this a good spot to actually try to get that 1 p.m. ticket as opposed to somewhere else in the park where there's less people. So we're going to start out by testing out the Wi-Fi, and I just went ahead and ran it, and honestly the numbers are pretty solid. I'm shocked. The download right now is at over 60, so 62.2 megabits per second. The upload is at 48.2, and the ping was at 8. Those are really good numbers. Anything above 50 for download is pretty solid. Anything above 10 for upload is going to be great. And then the ping was, around 8 to 10, right around that 10 mark that we're trying to hit from a ping perspective. So I'm actually shocked that it's actually this good. Now I actually want to try the LTE. I tried my LTE test, and I couldn't really get it to work at all. Now, I will say we have Verizon, and Verizon has not really historically been that great near Disney. I don't know why. Sprint, T-Mobile, etc., all the other ones might be better, so I would take that with a grain of salt. So far, with our particular carrier, LTE looks like a bust. Wi-Fi looks vastly superior, but if you have a really good LTE connection, maybe it's better. So let's keep on marching. Let's find some other spots. I want to head in here to Club Cool, because it's just really nice and cool in here. And it is a building that has a lot of windows too, which is great for signals and stuff transmission, and maybe they have a good Wi-Fi router in here. I'm not sure, but I want to give it a try because I'm also thirsty. So let's find out. And there are a lot of people in here at Club Cool today. So it's pretty busy in here. A lot of people. Wow, I am shocked at how good the numbers are in this building. It's insane. The down was 107 and the upload was 116. Those are almost double. That's basically double the numbers of what we actually got over at the Cosmic Rewind Pavilion inside this actual building. So far, this is a great place for the Wi-Fi. Plus, there's a lot of people in here, but probably not a lot of people trying to do anything on their phones because most of the people in here are getting a drink or they're shopping. So there's just nobody on the Wi-Fi right here, and it is getting awesome numbers. I'm so surprised. So I'm going to keep on marching. I want to see if there's some other places that have good numbers. But I like this place because A, it's pretty close to Cosmic Rewind. B, it's indoor, so it's nice and air conditioned and it's cool. And 3, it's got free drinks. So I can just get drinks while I'm here waiting. So I think that's awesome. I am out here over by Test Track outside of Creation Shop, and once again, I've been testing my LTE on and off throughout the park here so far, and it has not been good results. The highest so far that I've even gotten has been 27 down, 5 up, and then it has a ping of 40. That's a really high ping, 40 milliseconds. That's like 3 to 4 times worse than what I was getting with Wi-Fi. So those are big, important numbers. So far, LTE has been terrible. Again, I'm on Verizon here in Disney. I would definitely check it with the app. As I mentioned, check out that other video below if you want to know what app I'm talking about and how to download it and how to actually check your speeds at different places. But so far, LTE has been a bust. I'm not going to go through every single result throughout this park, so don't worry. I'm only going to hit you with the highlights and the best options. But so far, LTE, not been good. Wi-Fi's been the way to go. Let's head into the Creation Shop and test the speed over here. It's basically right next door to Club Cool. I want to see if it's going to be any better over here or any worse. So I was actually surprisingly finally able to get a decent LTE result inside the Creation Shop. I don't even know why, because usually when I'm inside of a building, LTE doesn't work nearly as well as it does outside. But in the Creation Shop, I was getting a decent download speed, but honestly, the ping was still terrible.
Yeah.
So I definitely don't recommend LTE even with that decent speed, and it's been kind of inconsistent even. So far it's been a bust. But I will say that the Wi-Fi in the Creation Shop I think is the same Wi-Fi that's in Club Cool, because I got almost the same exact result. So it looks like you can be in Creation Shop or Club Cool depending on where you want to be to hit that 1 o'clock p.m. virtual queue time on that Wi-Fi. You should be good to go. But I think Club Cool is a better option because you can get free drinks while you're in there. Yeah. And there's less people than there is in the Creation Shop. So anyhow, let's keep marching. We're going to head over into the World Showcase. And then we're going to go check out over by Living Seas, and we're going to see if there's any better spots or not. Wow, we haven't done a flower and garden episode in a while. We need to get back to doing that. I haven't got to eat any of that delicious food and hang out with all these beautiful flowers in a few weeks, actually. I feel like it's been a long time. We need to do another flower and garden. I feel like we haven't done it in forever. I'm going through withdrawals. But I mean, the Flower and Garden Festival is so long. Like, it's like months and months long. So you have so much time to do it. We were doing it like so often that we were like, okay, we probably need to take a break. We're getting a little bit burned out on the Flower and Garden Festival because we were going here like almost, I feel like almost, not every day, but a lot. And we had tried so many of the foods, there wasn't a lot of food left to try. But there has been some menu changes that we want to grab. So yeah, now that I'm walking through here, I'm like, oh, I miss this. It's been a while since we did Flower and Garden, so we'll do another one soon. I promise. We'll post another one soon. I am officially jealous because Minnie Mouse is out here in her little pavilion and she's giving out hugs. And I haven't had a hug for Minnie yet. I've had them for Mickey, but I haven't had them for Minnie. So I'm like super jealous. But there's a really long line and I don't think today is going to be the day. But how cute is she? Aww. I want a Minnie Mouse hug. Once again, another day in the park and Epcot where I've been searching for the orange popcorn. Now that's not why I'm here. Like, I'm not here to find the orange popcorn. But every time we're here, I'm like, I want to find the orange popcorn because it was so good. The Florida Bird orange popcorn. And I kid you not, every time I ask a cast member, they look at me like I'm an alien. Like they've never had that. I'm like, I ate it. It's in a bag. They're like, are you talking about the Florida Bird sipper cup? I'm like, no. I said popcorn. There's no popcorn there's no drink in the popcorn. It's the clear. They're like, are you talking about the 50th celebration popcorn? I'm like, oh my gosh. No. So I don't know. Did we imagine it?
No.
Did I dream eating this orange popcorn? Because I can't figure it out. I've only seen it like the first few days it was out, and then it's been gone ever since. It ain't in the cards. I'm just not going to get this delicious this orange Florida Bird popcorn ever again. Never going to get it again. That is a colossal disappointment. Colossal. We are halfway around the World Showcase, and it has been a complete bust. So far, it has been horrible with regards to response speeds. There's been a couple of like spotty locations. One in front of the American Pavilion. There's like a spot outside of Eagle Smokehouse, not inside, because as soon as you go in the building, you lose Wi-Fi. But for some reason, outside where the picnic tables are, I was able to get a decent Wi-Fi connection there. But it still was only around, less than half as strong as what I got in the Creation Shop at Club Cool. And then LTE has been totally spotty. Plus, like I said, the Wi-Fi has been spotty. So like if you're moving like a couple of feet left and right here and there in this World Showcase, I will lose the Wi-Fi connection immediately. And it'll go to LTE. And then my LTE so far has continued to be not good. Even when I get a decent LTE, it's nowhere near as good as the Wi-Fi has been. So this is pretty interesting because I know there's been a lot of recommendations out there that actually tell you should use your LTE instead of the Wi-Fi. And I understand why people say that, because if everybody tries to hit the Wi-Fi simultaneously, it is going to tank. But the same thing happens with LTE. Depending on how many people are around you, and you're all trying to fight for that same bandwidth on LTE and the signals that are in the sky, it will actually tank as well. So it really depends. So far, Wi-Fi is really winning the day. So we're back in the creation shop now, which is where we really found the fastest speed, and it's a couple of minutes before 1 p.m. We're not actually going to try and get the pass this time because we already wrote it earlier. We did the virtual queue earlier, so we're not even eligible for the 1 p.m. pass. But what I'm going to do is I actually want to check the speed of the internet here in this location to see how much it tanks right at 1 p.m. So I'm going to hit my test right at the 1 o'clock time frame when everybody's going to be hammering the Wi-Fi to see how much of a difference it makes, whether or not you should stay on LTE if you have a good LTE connection, or if you should try the Wi-Fi here. I just ran it a few minutes before, which I'm showing on the screen now, a few minutes before 1 p.m. to see what the speed was. So you can see that up on the screen, and it's great. It's just as good as it was a couple of hours ago. It's over 100 down, 100 up. The ping is awesome, so everything is great. So in 3 minutes, I'm gonna hit this thing again. I'm gonna see how much of a difference it makes, if any. So let's see what happens. All right, we are 1 minute to go time here. 1 minute, counting down. I'm gonna hit this button. I can't wait to see what happens. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Still waiting for it, still waiting for it. And here we go. There it goes. Let's see what happens. Check it out. Still, I just heard a bunch of cheers behind me. People are getting the pass. Numbers still good. I hear more cheers happening here. Numbers are cranking. I mean, I think that's a pretty good test right there. Look at that. Those numbers are awesome. Can you see that? Check that out. Almost no degradation whatsoever in the download or the up. Down went down slightly. The download went down by a couple of megabits per second. Ping was at 6, which is fantastic. Upload is 112, which is crazy. You don't even need that. That's pretty awesome. The verdict is in. We went all around Epcot. We went all the way over by Mission Space. We went all the way over by Finding Nemo and Soarin', even in the Land Pavilion. We went all the way through the World Showcase and tried every single country. There were a couple of pockets of places like Morocco was surprisingly decent from a Wi-Fi perspective, but still half of what ended up being the best location. And believe it or not, the best location was the Creation Shop and Club Cool.
Yeah, people were cheering.
100%.
Because they got it. Yeah.
Now, I will tell you, my assumption is because those buildings are brand new. They probably have brand new Wi-Fi connectors in there. Everything is brand new. It's possible that the Connections Eatery is also a decent spot. But when we were there, it wasn't like amazing, so I just kept on cruising. But it wasn't horrible. But the guaranteed spot that we found was the Creation Shop or Club Cool. And you saw the test, hands down. I ran it right before, and then I ran it actually right at 1 o'clock when that thing was tipping over, which means everybody that was going to be here, I mean, it is packed today. It is Memorial Day weekend. It's a couple of days after grand opening. It's not going to be much busier than this ever. That Wi-Fi there stood up to the test. I mean, there were a lot of people hammering it. It didn't even budge. So I can 100% confirm through the testing, through the video, you saw it live, you saw it happen, that if you want the 1 p.m. virtual queue pass, get everything set up, look at that video that I have posted down below that gives you all the information on what the screens look like, how to download this test that I have, how to get ready to actually hit that button, and then stand in that Creation Shop somewhere in the middle, right around where I was standing, and right at 1 o'clock, boom, hit that button, you're good to go. And you heard people were cheering all around us because they were on that, I don't know if they were on that Wi-Fi, but I'm assuming, and they nailed it. So there you have it. All the testing done. I'm excited. So now I know if for some reason I missed the 7 a.m. one, which we've never missed because, again, my strategy is pretty solid, I'm telling you. It has never not worked. But if it ever doesn't work, or I just happen to not get up at 7 and I happen to be here for the 1 p.m., I'm going to be standing in the Creation Shop. So I hope to see you all standing there with me, hammering away at that button. Good luck on trying to get that virtual pass. They just announced that the boarding groups are all gone for Guardians of the Galaxy. But just a reminder, if you want to do the Lightning Pass, you can do it at 7 a.m. But it does not last long. You only got a few seconds to do the Lightning Pass at 7 a.m., and that's only for resort guests. If you are a non-resort guest and you want to do it, you got to wait until 9 a.m. and I'm telling you, they're already gone by then, so it's probably not going to happen for you. This is your best bet. Hit that virtual queue at 7. If you can't get it, follow our advice here. Hang out at the Creation Shop or Club Cool. Hammer that button at 1 o'clock. Hopefully this video has helped you. Please share this video with anybody who might actually be interested in getting the queue. This is a great way to get it. Again, thank you for joining. Hope you've enjoyed this. Make sure you subscribe, like to all of our other content. Until we see you again tomorrow, the Noble Way.
It's the easy way.
Bye-bye, everybody.